Hello, today we're going to learn about pencil techniques. The first technique that we're going to be doing today is hatching. I use a 2B pencil when I'm starting any of my pencil projects, and then I work into the lighter leads and the darker leads. So using your 2B pencil, you're going to be creating lines in one direction. This is called hatching. Moving around our shape, which is an egg shape, so I have contoured my hatch marks to the shape of what I am drawing. You'll slightly pencil in straight lines, which would be hatching, also underneath the image so that it feels round and has shape. The light directions coming in from the right-hand side, so the shadow would be on the left-hand side. I won't complete this completely yet, as I will work back into each one of these as I go through each one of the techniques I'm showing you today. But your idea is to create the shape, so your hatch marks are going to move with the shape of an egg, which is oval, so I'm showing shape there. Next, we're going to be working on cross-hatching. Cross-hatching is similar to hatching in that it is still straight lines or slightly curved lines depending upon your shape. What you do is you keep building up your lines, and then you switch directions, which you'll see in a moment. Next, we will start to do is change the direction of the hatch marks so that they will go in two separate directions. And you can even add a third direction as you're building to create shape, darkness, and lightness. So your direction of your hatch marks can go left, go right, and then go in a straight direction. And as you build, they'll create depth, as you see what's happening here. As you can see here, you continue to create the shadow with cross-hatched marks. So I'm going in opposite directions. We will work back into this one again later. The next technique you will learn is scumbling. That is when you take small circles. It could be larger, smaller, medium, and you build. You keep making circles and more circles and more circles until you create some shadow. And then you work into the light area. And it's all making circles. So you're not changing the technique you're using, you're just doing one technique, which is circles, and that is scumbling. The next technique is blending. So what I typically use is a slightly darker pencil, maybe a 3B or 4B, so I can quickly lay in some dark color to create that shape. Try to keep my edge crisp and just do shading. So I'm just kind of moving that pencil around and kind of doing some scumbling, maybe some straight lines, just to lay color in. And once I've done that, I'll take a blending tool, and our blending tools help us to blend that color. So the lead and the graphite, I'll work into the darkest area first, and then I use that tool, already has some graphite on it, so I can take that graphite that's already there without adding any more pencil and use that to create my shape, showing my lightness and my darkness. And then I go back in with pencil, as you'll see. Using a kneaded eraser, I use it to smooth out my edges and also to take away some of the graphite and clean up the area around the shape I am drawing. Next, we will be stippling. Stippling is a process of taking your pencil and making small dots. So it's very, very small dots. Of course, where you want it to be darker, your dots are closer together, and when you want it to be lighter, your dots are further apart. And again, you're moving around the shape, so you're working darker values on the bottom, lighter values on the top. This process actually takes, I think, the longest out of all of them. I find stippling takes a really long time to lay in all of these small dots. And you'll see how that happens. I'm going to stop here with stippling. It does take a long time. So we are going to move into our next technique. Our next technique will be dashes. Dashes are created when you apply hard pressure when you start your stroke and then you pull outward is what dashing is. So it's like quick, small lines, and where you start is thicker and where you end is thinner. So you do the same thing as we've done with all of the other shapes as you work around the shape, but these are small dashes, and we build them all in one direction. Moving back and forth between these last two, stippling and dashing, I need to lay in some shadows, so I'm going to do that now. Next, I'm going to move around all of the shapes I created with the many different techniques. And I want to take a little bit of time to kind of fast forward, go in, start laying in darks to create that shape, revise my shadows, step back, take a look at it a little bit. So this is going to be the part where you're going to see everything speed up quickly and finish up.